Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we have to cover, of course, after that video released of the Tyre Nichols beating, the peaceful protest that happened over the weekend. Yet there are more questions about other people who were right there on the scene. And behind me, I'm at a castle in Central Park. It's called Belvedere Castle. There's a lot of history here and one of the longest weather observation sites. We're here today because we have now gone the latest in the season, breaking a record of no measurable snow. On top of that, this site and dozens of others from the Northeast through the Midwest have had their warmest January on record. I'll tell you what's next, and a big storm developing, ice storm from Texas to West Tennessee. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour of Good Morning San Antonio, the Spurs are coming off a rough stretch on the West Coast. We'll look at their final homestand in the Alamo City before the rodeo road trip. And police are searching for whoever is behind the murder of a San Antonio man in an 11-year-old cold case. Katrina Weber joins us to break down those details next. And checking TransGuide. 410 southbound at Ingram, flashing lights remain. We're expecting a tricky commute not only this morning, but for the next couple of mornings around South Texas. Much more from RJ and Mike to come. Ahead this hour, police in Converse need your help finding a woman who's been missing since the weekend. What we know so far coming up.
New calls for nationwide police reform in the wake of the death of Tyre Nichols as his family now prepares to lay him to rest. I'm ABC's Justin Finch, the latest from Memphis ahead.
And let's look out there with a live cam. It's cold this morning. We are starting at 42 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Monday, January 30th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. What a change from yesterday to this morning.
Cold and wet. Mike says it's not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, if you're new to our area, late January, February can get a little, as Mike put it, squirrely around here.
This is really nothing out of the ordinary when you get into this time of year. Right. We always say that, just wait till February. I mean, February is just 2 days away right now. So basically it is, and like you said, end of January, 1st of February around here. We've got, it was 70s yesterday. It was very warm and humid, almost hot and humid. And now, you wake up this morning and it's a whole different story. So, it's a little damp out there, 410 at I-10. You can see maybe a little bit of kind of haze off there in the background with some fog. Here's radar, and there's a little bit going out 10 to the east around Seguin. You might run into just a couple of these detectable sprinkles. I had nothing but very fine mist on the windshield this morning, and that's the situation around the area. Over there by Medina Lake, we've got a couple of these light little sprinkles just west of Castroville, all heading up to the north. And this is some clutter right there around the radar site, and a little bit more rain off to the east. And this is going to be the situation this morning. Just a little bit of some light drizzle, mist, however you want to call it. Then we'll start to see a bit more later on today. Temperatures are still, everybody's above freezing in this map. We're close to it up around Fredericksburg, and then there are some freezing temperatures further out northwest of the hill country, and that air is going to continue to come on in here. We still have dew points that are well above freezing, so we can't drop down below that, but the air is going to be drying out as we go on through the day. Visibility, 2.5 miles there, Bernie Stage, 1.5 miles Castroville. Pretty good here in town. We've got that wind to help out, but then that gives us a wind chill. Feels like 36 in town, 28 Bernie Stage, and 29 in Seguin and Kerrville. So yeah, it's got the wind chill, got that damp chill that sneaks down the back of your neck. Bundle up, needless to say. Mold is high, mountain cedars on the low side, and throughout the rest of the morning, temperatures and throughout the rest of the day are going to just continue to slowly drop down. A few of these light showers. Then we're going to be at 39 at noon. And drop down to 36 later on today. We are going to see temperatures get close to freezing in parts of the hill country, and so that's why we will start to see a little bit of some freezing precipitation up there. Winter storm warning, the pink area goes into effect at 9 o'clock this morning up until noon on Wednesday. Same for the winter storm watch, which is the purple area, which does include San Antonio. Next couple of mornings, this morning is just damp. Next couple of mornings, going to have to watch out for a little bit of icing on some of the elevated surfaces. More on that and a look ahead to the end of the week, the 1st of February. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez. Good morning, sir. What's up?
Yeah, good morning, Mike. All right, people still already dealing with some of these, a little bit of damp wet road conditions out this morning. The biggest thing that we've been following for the past half hour or so is this crash out here reported Loop 410. This is the southbound lanes at Ingram Road. So just to kind of give you a better idea of where this is at exactly, this is right there where Holmes High School is and also Ingram Park Mall. So traffic throughout the morning building up a little bit more as they had blocked off these 2 lanes right there. You can see there are still several emergency vehicles on the scene as they look to clear out this crash there on the near northwest side. Again, Loop 410 southbound at Ingram Road. Now, as we take a look at our traffic flow, you just saw right there from the TransGuide camera, things are still moving through that area. But again, multiple lanes blocked there. The opposite side, the northbound lanes, things looking pretty good in that area as well. So this is kind of the biggest thing that we're following at the moment. Now, I did want to mention this because we talked about it during the 5:30 half hour. This is this is a disabled vehicle. This is the US 90 westbound at Nogalitos, so a little bit west of the downtown area. So right now this is being reported as a disabled vehicle, but does not seem to be causing any major traffic delays or issues at the moment. As we take a look at the wide map right now, things looking pretty good for the most part. Again, people expect it to be out and about. Monday morning, 6 o'clock hour, things usually get pretty busy there, but for the most part, people have been doing pretty good out on the roadways this morning. So we'll show you again this crash that we're talking about, Loop 410. This is southbound lanes at Ingram Road, and I will show you real quick. Again, we still have this disabled vehicle there on the near west side, US 90 at Nogalitos. So just kind of keep caution if you were headed out on this busy Monday morning. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Crime Stoppers is trying to turn up the heat on a couple of cold cases.
They're looking for information on 2 separate unsolved murders, and Katrina Weber is here with more. And Katrina, we understand one case goes back more than a decade.
Well, that's right. Police and the victim's family have been looking for answers since 2012. The 25-year-old Juan Pablo Ramirez was shot dead in the parking lot of an H-E-B store in the 2600 block of West Commerce. The San Antonio police believe this happened during an argument with someone who then fired shots into his car, but they still don't know who that someone was. A separate murder from 2017 has them just as baffled. Police found 24-year-old Kenneth King suffering from gunshot wounds inside a room at the Budget Lodge. That was in the 3800 block of IH-35 South. King was rushed to a hospital but died later of his wounds. Beyond that, police seem to have run out of clues. Now, they're asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous, and there could be a reward involved. The number to call is 210-224-STOP or 224-7867. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Katrina. This morning, Converse police are searching for a missing woman with cognitive impairment who vanished on Saturday. 65-year-old Valita Bobbitt was last spotted on Rock Cove Lane in Converse around 2:30 Saturday afternoon. Now, Bobbitt is 5'1", weighs 145 pounds, and has white hair and brown eyes. It's not known what she was last wearing. Her car is a blue 2019 Ford Fiesta with Tennessee license plate 4M81P8. Anyone with any information is asked to call Converse Police Department at the number on your screen, and that is 210-658-2322. And now the latest on the Tyre Nichols case. Memphis police are permanently disbanding its Scorpion crime unit.
5 former officers in that unit are charged with the murder and the brutal beating of Nichols that was caught on camera. From Memphis to Washington, new calls for new police reform as Nichols' family prepares to lay him to rest.
ABC's Justin Finch with more details from Memphis.
Now permanently disbanding the Memphis Police Department Scorpion Unit. Short for a street crimes operation to restore peace in our neighborhoods, the unit formed in November 2021 to patrol high crime spots. 5 now fired officers from that unit now facing murder charges in Tyre Nichols' death. All expected in court for arraignment next month. The night of January 7th, officers stopping Nichols and pulling him out of his car.
Damn, I didn't do anything.
An officer later seen trying to taser the 29-year-old as he ran. Nichols later tackled and beaten, and responding officers appearing to take more than 20 minutes before attempting any aid.
I feel that everyone there should be charged from both scenes, the first one and the second. Everyone.
2 Memphis Fire EMTs and 2 responding Shelby County Sheriff's deputies relieved of duty pending investigations. Experts say training standards for more than 18,000 U.S. police agencies are inconsistent and outdated. On Capitol Hill, party line divisions in new debates on police reform legislation.
Well, I don't know that there's any law that can stop that evil that we saw. That is just, just difficult to watch.
We need a national conversation about policing in a responsible, constitutional, and humane way.
And the Nichols family now preparing for Tyree's funeral set for Wednesday. Sources telling ABC News his parents are accepting an invitation to attend the President's State of the Union next month. Justin Finch, ABC News, Memphis.
With the Fed set to meet this week to consider another interest rate hike, there are debates about the best way to predict where inflation may go. The Wall Street Journal says one method, a more traditional look at the overall economy, could push regulators into tighter policies for longer. But another, focusing on wages and prices, could mean a milder approach to interest rate hikes.
Another big week of earnings reports is on the way. Apple, Amazon, McDonald's, and ExxonMobil all scheduled to open up their books. Also reporting Meta, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, and Google and YouTube parent Alphabet.
I got an email about this last week. Amazon is cutting back on free grocery delivery for Prime members. After February, only orders more than $150 will still be free. Smaller orders will now cost up to $10 to deliver.
Facebook is being accused of secretly draining some of its users' cell phone batteries. A former Facebook employee who is suing the social network tells the New York Post the practice is called negative testing. It reportedly runs down a person's battery so Facebook can test certain features on its app. Meta has not responded to requests for comment.
Mercedes will introduce a higher level automated driving system in the U.S. by the end of the year. Mercedes says the system can handle all aspects of the driving and the driver's attention is only needed if necessary. And they said all of that in a German accent. 6:11, 41 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, how young is too young for kids to have their own social media accounts? What the experts are saying coming up next.
Gesundheit, Mike Osterhage. All right, outside with live cam. Going to be a messy next 2 or 3 days, folks. You're going to want to keep it here on KSAT. Our team of meteorologists will have you covered as winter weather settles in this week.
And welcome back at 6:14. We turn now to kids and the danger of social media. A new poll finds the issue that worries parents the most about their kids is their mental health.
Now the nation's top doctors addressing the issue, suggesting tougher age restrictions. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
This morning, the U.S. Surgeon General taking a stand against kids on social media, saying 13 is still too young.
I personally, based on the data I've seen, believe that 13 is too early. And I think that it's a time, early adolescence, where kids are developing their identity, their sense of self.
ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says research shows the Surgeon General is right.
Those brains are still developing, and we have enough research to show that constant social media scrolling can actually affect brain chemistry in these young kids. There's plenty of research to suggest that social media, especially social media addiction, can have a negative impact on teens' mental health, increasing risk of conditions such as anxiety, depression, body dysmorphia, disrupting sleep, schoolwork. Teens are even exposed to misinformation, hate speech, cyberbullying, and predators out there who want to manipulate teens and get their identity and their privacy.
This teen told us images she saw on social media left her feeling inadequate.
It's just so stressful to pick one picture that has to be perfect.
When it comes to age, most of the popular social media apps are ages 12 and up. Only Twitter has a 17 and older requirement. Industry executives point out social media's benefits.
The research that we've seen is that using social apps to connect with other people can have positive mental health benefits.
But many experts and parents insist restraints are needed.
I simply do not think we have the ability to keep every teen out there from getting on a device and lying about their age. But I think it's important that we have a transparent, necessary conversation about the risks, not only from a public health perspective, but from the companies themselves.
Even in China, where TikTok was developed, there's an age and time restriction on the Chinese version. Those under 14 can only access it on youth mode and for just 40 minutes a day. Advocates want similar controls here in the U.S. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
All right, we have got a major mess going on here north of downtown on Loop 410. So this accident just reported about 15 minutes ago, and you could already just see the backup, the buildup here. Obviously, a big-time situation going on here. Loop 410, this is the TransGuide camera, Loop 410 at Jackson Keller Road, but this is being reported along several stretches of Loop 410, one being at Northwest Military, another being at Blanco. So generally, this kind of area, again, north of downtown around like San Pedro Avenue, that's kind of where this is all going on right now. So right now this is being reported as a crash, and you can see that traffic is already building up and is backed up here for a pretty good distance as we take you to our maps. Again, the eastbound lanes of Loop 410, that's what we were just showing you right now on that TransGuide traffic camera. Again, Loop 410 eastbound lanes at Military Drive. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're headed out into this area as traffic continues to build up there pretty significantly. You can see it's being sort of affected all the way up to Blanco Road up there in that in this general area. Loop 410, the eastbound lanes at Military Drive. So that's kind of the biggest thing we're following right now. Been following this stall here west of downtown, the westbound lanes of US 98 at Nogalitos, but again, nothing major there to, nothing serious there to really kind of speak of. And I'm going to take us back outside real quick. And here, as you can see, TransGuide's kind of doing their work here, zooming in and showing you just the amount of traffic that we have in this area. Wanted to also give you another look at this from the opposite view, and this is the TransGuide traffic camera that's at Loop 410 and Northwest Military. Let me see if I could pull that up. All right, there we go. So this is the opposite end. You can see that traffic is just not getting through this area at all at the moment. Major incident going on here north of the downtown area as people make their way out. And guys, this does not look good. So we'll try and figure out more details, see exactly what is going on, but multiple lanes blocked in this area right now.
That is a sea of taillights.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Thank you, RJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the damp roads are going to be sticking around. We'll have mist and drizzle off and on throughout the rest of today. A little bit out there. Some of those cameras you saw, a couple of sprinkles on them, others no. And then temperatures right now are still relatively warm. I know not compared to yesterday. It dropped like a rock. It's a whole different story when you wake up this morning. But we're still well above freezing, obviously, here in town and in portions of the hill country. Mist and fog. And then breezy today. Temperatures will continue to slowly drop down. That's 36 here in town. So out in the hill country, we're then going to start to flirt with freezing temperatures, and that's when things are going to start, actually by early afternoon, start getting a little bit dicey in portions of the hill country. All right, we were talking about various cameras with or without any rain showing up on them, and this camera out there by 410 and I-10, nothing showing up, but the road is definitely on the damp side. There's not a heck of a lot as far as rain showing up on radar. Obviously, there is more well off to the east, Bastrop, LaGrange, and if you're going out 10, you're going to run into some of these actual showers. But then come in a little bit closer now. Granted, there are a few little sprinkles, but I got to emphasize, this is what's showing up on radar. A lot of it is just the very, very, very fine mist. We've had a few little spots moving through town, but nothing as of right now. But there is some out there, and visibility, a little bit of fog as well. Not bad here in town. It gets thicker heading out to the west, and temperatures right now 42 we've actually dropped down to here in town. 36 comfort, so still above freezing, just barely in parts of the hill country. Lost Maples at 35. We do have a wind chill right now with the winds coming in here out of the northeast at about 15 to close to 20 miles per hour, and then gusts on top of that, and that's going to be the situation throughout the rest of today. Fredericksburg is freezing. Junction is freezing. So that freezing air continues to kind of drift down to the south throughout the course of the day as the drier air continues to work its way on in here, because you can't drop down below what the dew point temperature is. So as the drier air moves in, that's going to allow temperatures to drop down. So we're going to be very easily hitting freezing in parts of the hill country, and then as our dew point hovers right around freezing, that's where we are going to be as we go into the overnight hours and tomorrow morning as well as on Wednesday morning. So we'll have that. Again, it's that fine line that's going to be cutting basically through northwest portions of Bexar County. So this computer model has a couple of sprinkles around here, some freezing out in portions of the hill country, and that's going to be the situation then later on this afternoon. It's not going to be raining constantly, but we'll just have those little waves of some mist and drizzle moving on through the area. That's going to be the situation tomorrow morning. Like I said, a very fine line, as it usually is, right there through northern Bexar County, right along the escarpment, and freezing temperatures up there in portions of the hill country. But just because this colors it in right up there doesn't mean some of the elevated overpasses obviously won't be close to freezing or getting a little bit more slippery tomorrow morning and then throughout the day tomorrow. And that's also going to be the situation on Wednesday. Still the chance for some freezing rain in portions of the hill country going through tomorrow. Wednesday, we are going to look at a better chance for some rain around here. So that's what's encouraging, at least as far as rain is concerned. But we're still going to have those freezing temperatures in portions of the hill country. And even here in town, it's going to be a close call. 39 degrees at noon today with some mist, drizzle. Temperatures are going to start to flirt with freezing in the hill country by early afternoon and throughout the afternoon. We're going to be at 36 here in town. Northwest Bexar County may be closer to freezing, so very close call there. Winter storm warning goes into effect at 9 o'clock, as well as the winter storm watch, the purple area, which includes San Antonio, all of the hill country going up 35 and going into the hill country under the winter storm warning. And this is in effect up until noon on Wednesday. So it's a 48, 50 hour time span there that we're going to be dealing with some frozen precipitation and temperatures, again, flirting with freezing the next couple of mornings here in town, definitely in the hill country, only in the 30s the next few afternoons. We're going to be dropping down throughout the day. And then look at that, low 60s by the end of the week, a lot more sunshine, mid 60s than by the weekend.
Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, are we done with winter? And I said, no, we still got February to go. And even down here, it's so unpredictable.
Who knows? I mean, maybe even March, but we'll enjoy the sunshine, I guess, in the weekend.
Yes, but again, later on this afternoon, actually by early afternoon in the hill country, watch it on some of those elevated roadways and the overpasses as temperatures just start to flirt.
Make sure you've got all our apps, our free apps, and have your notifications turned on. 623, 41 degrees.
And it's game day. SA, the Silver and Black, are in desperate need of a win. They're going to look to do just that tonight against Washington. We have a preview coming up.
It's been a rough stretch of games for our San Antonio Spurs, who've lost 5 in a row. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for the Silver and Black. The Wizards are in town tonight. That game tips at 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center. Wednesday, the Sacramento Kings come to town. And Friday, the Spurs have their final home game versus the Sixers before they head out on their rodeo road trip.
And time now, 6:26 and 41 degrees for now. Still ahead on GMSA. Super Bowl Sunday is set. We're going to get you caught up on everything you need to know before the big game.
We got a call from a family member that said he found his parents shot and they were killed.
A gruesome discovery made in Atascosa County. We're going to tell you what law enforcement officials know so far about a man suspected of killing his own parents.
If your travel takes you on eastbound 410 at Jackson Keller, expect big delays right now. Look at that sea of taillights out there. We'll get an update from RJ Marquez, who is handling traffic for us this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's the 30th of January, Monday morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I certainly hope you don't have to travel in that direction, at least for the next hour or so.
And not only morning, but the evening commutes could be a problem for the next couple of days, Mike?
Yes, because not only are we going to have some mist and drizzle, a couple of light little showers around here, but then in the hill country, temperatures are going to start to drop down and get much, much closer to freezing. So we're going to have that issue to deal with in parts of the hill country. Out there at 10 at 410, traffic's moving along very well. The road is damp and it looks kind of hazy, kind of murky out there. We do have a lot of humidity, even though temperatures and humidity dropped down considerably from yesterday. Yesterday, I mean, we've already dropped down about 30 degrees from where it was yesterday afternoon, 42, dew points at 39. So these numbers are running neck and neck and in many places, and that's why there's that kind of hazy look out there. We do have a pretty good breeze preventing any thick fog from forming up here in town, but some areas do see some fog. And as far as what is being picked up on radar, a couple little sprinkles there in northern Medina County, in Bandera, and then further on out to the east, and a lot more rain off to the east. But most of this, excuse me, is very light mist. It was hardly even just, from a spray bottle as type mist out there this morning. And so that's what's making the roads very damp. 35 Comfort, 36 Boerne Stage. So we're still above freezing, 35 Lost Maples. But you go up in toward Fredericksburg and then further out to the northwest, temperatures are already below freezing, 37 in Bulverde. And visibility is also dropping down in portions of the hill country. Like I said, not bad here in town, thanks in large part to some of that breeze out there. But that gives us a wind chill of 29 in Bulverde. 28 was what it feels like at Boerne Stage right now. Mold is high, Mountain Cedar is low. Updated count comes out in about an hour. We do have a winter storm warning in effect for the hill country and the winter storm watch, the purple area, and this does include San Antonio and heading out 90. This all it's been issued, goes into effect technically at 9 o'clock this morning up until noon on Wednesday. So it's that 50-hour period there that we're going to be really under the gun to see some of this freezing precipitation. So this morning, cold, windy, mist, fog, and then throughout the afternoon, it is going to get colder. Temperatures are going to slowly decline throughout the day. Windy, some drizzle, and some of this is going to be freezing in parts of the hill country. Obviously, first on some of the elevated roadways, some of the overpasses, you want to watch out for that. And then drizzle and some of that freezing tomorrow. And that's going to be the situation here in town because, once again, we're just going to be flirting right around freezing up. You get it closer to the northwest part of Bexar County, northern Bexar County, that's where it would be more likely. And that's going to be the situation Wednesday as well. Well, we're also going to have some pretty good showers around here on Wednesday, so at least we get some decent rain coming on in here. We'll take a look at what happens after that for the first few days of February and going into the first weekend of February coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez. Boy, what a mess on 410.
Oh, yeah, definitely big mess here, Mike, as we continue to follow this. Major accident is being reported right now by TransGuide. So right now on their severity level, they do have this listed as very high. And you could just see why right here. I mean, there are brake lights all the way getting to the airport, all the way backed up to where 410 and I-10 intersect right now. So what we're being told right now is that this is a crash and it closed obviously several lanes there as TransGuide's moving around their cameras here at this very moment to kind of give us a different view, a different perspective. So this is the camera at Loop 410 Jackson Keller Road, but I was looking at the map earlier, so this is affecting traffic. West Avenue also runs through there, Blanco also runs through there, and so does Vance Jackson, as we see just this massive buildup there north of downtown. And I'll show you this kind of from our maps here as we take a look, and you can see there's at least a 2-mile buildup as far as the traffic delay right now because of this crash. Again, Loop 410 eastbound, and this is being reported at Northwest Military, but obviously affecting traffic all the way going from Blanco Road to, as we mentioned earlier, all the way back there to I-10 at 410. So again, this is already just a very, very busy area to begin with. And with this accident right now, crews are trying to clear this up as much as possible. What you saw from that TransGuide traffic camera, how busy things are in that area. As we take a look at the rest of the city, again, nothing major to report right now. So that's good news. For the most part, this is our biggest incident. Still trying to clear up that stall there west of downtown at US 90 and Nogalitos. But yeah, definitely the biggest thing that we're following right now is this incident here, Loop 410 on the eastbound lanes at Northwest Military. And I'll show you just a different angle of what this is looking at there from the opposite end. You can see very, very small traffic trickling through at the moment. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Prosecutors in the Andre McDonald murder trial are expected to rest their case today.
The defense should be up next, but it's still unclear whether they will call on any witnesses. Katrina Weber joined us live here in the studio with an update on the case. And Katrina, any idea if we'll hear from Andre McDonald himself?
Well, there haven't been any announcements regarding any potential witnesses at this point. But if I were to guess, I would say that it is highly unlikely. Andre McDonald is accused of killing his wife, Andreen, back in February of 2019. Her remains weren't found until several months later. During day 5 of the trial last Friday, the focus was on a hammer with blood on it, which the prosecution presented as evidence. Although Andreen McDonald's relatives testified that Andre admitted to stomping on his wife during an argument over business, an autopsy report presented shows she died from more than that. A forensic scientist also testified that the blood on the hammer contained DNA that was a possible match for Andreen's. Again, prosecutors expected to rest their case today, opening things up for the defense to call witnesses, but we will have to wait to see if that happens. We will have continuing coverage of this trial, and you can watch the live stream on our website, ksat.com, the KSAT TV Plus app, and on our YouTube channel. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Katrina. A 28-year-old man is in jail for the murder of his parents in Atascosa County. According to the sheriff there, the couple was found shot in their home around 3 on Sunday morning. Now, a tip led them to Derek Sherwood, who took deputies on a vehicle chase into Live Oak County. Sherwood crashed and then took off on foot. Sheriff David Soward says ACSO worked with DPS, Live Oak County Sheriff's Office, and the game warden to arrest Sherwood.
It's a terrible situation, and you know, it seems like we're faced with those kind of situations. They're similar more often than not here in the last few years.
When Sherwood was arrested, he was not armed, but law enforcement did find a gun in the vehicle he crashed. The sheriff says as of now, they're not releasing the names of the 2 victims.
This morning, we're still waiting to learn the name of a man accused of shooting a security guard outside a San Antonio bar. The shooting happened yesterday just before midnight outside the Garden Bistro bar on Blanco Road near Loop 410. San Antonio police say when the suspect showed up, he allegedly shot the security guard at the front door. The guard fired back, killing the suspect. The guard was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators trying to figure out what caused a crash that left 1 person dead and 3 others seriously hurt. It happened yesterday afternoon at Tennant Crossroads underneath the highway. When emergency crews got there, 1 person was dead. The other 3 were taken to the hospital in critical condition.
San Antonio police need your help looking for this 17-year-old girl. Kayla Reyna was last seen yesterday in the 1400 block of Vance Jackson. That's not far from West Avenue and I-10. She's 5'4" with dyed red hair and brown eyes. If you know anything that can help police find her, you're asked to call 210-207-7660. And coming up later on Good Morning America, auto insurers are refusing to cover certain Kia and Hyundai models. This comes after reports of car thefts and what you need to know to protect yourself ahead on GMA beginning at 7.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Championship Sunday is now in the books, so we now know who will be going to Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona. Starting with yesterday's early game, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will be representing the National Football Conference after soundly defeating the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC title game. The final from Levi Stadium, Eagles win at 31-7. Over the American, actually, that game, I believe, was in Philadelphia. It was not at Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Over in the American Football Conference, Kansas City Chiefs survived the Cincinnati Bengals. KC punches their Super Bowl ticket on a field goal. The final from Arrowhead Stadium, Chiefs win 23-20. So now the stage is set. The Chiefs will play the Eagles for the World Championship. Super Bowl Sunday kicks off 5:30 coming up on February the 12th. Right now, 6:39, 41 degrees.
Are you looking to save some money this tax season? Well, after the break, some easy ways that could lower your tax bill.
6:43 now to some easy ways to lower your tax bill and save some money. The Inflation Reduction Act passed last year has increased the tax credit for making energy efficient improvements to your home.
The tax credits are available for the next 10 years, but experts say planning ahead now can help save you the most money. ABC's Ginger Z explains.
We've got a lot of winter left, so you could keep those utility bills in check by reducing energy use in your home and making some upgrades. You could save up to $400 a year by simply switching to LED light bulbs or using a smart thermostat to turn down the temp when you're not home. But for bigger savings, like updating appliances or replacing doors and windows, there are new tax credits that can help.
The great thing about these options is they do bring a lot of different benefits. There's the climate angle, but they're also often, they're cheaper to own and use.
And some of those upgrades can help keep your energy costs down.
We've unfortunately seen a lot of increases in the costs of fossil fuels across the board and in home heating options. Heat pumps are one of the only home heating options that hasn't seen a spike in their costs.
The Inflation Reduction Act tax credits offer thousands of dollars back for purchases like heat pumps and up to 30% back for installing solar panels. Rebates for energy-efficient appliances and other home upgrades are also expected to roll out later this year for the families that meet the income requirements. You can check out more details about these programs at whitehouse.gov/clean energy. With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
All right, biggest thing we've been following throughout the past half hour or so is this crash here at Loop 410 at Jackson Keller. So it's been reported again on the eastbound lanes all the way up to Northwest Military. As you could see earlier, TransGuide has now zoomed out a little bit. We are still seeing some major backup as we head along the eastbound lanes. This is headed towards the San Antonio airport. So we'll show you just this crash here real quick on our maps, and you can see there's still significant delays here, but traffic is moving on a little bit better in that area. Remember, we were at red about 10 minutes ago, and now things have turned to orange here, but still at least a 2-mile backup all the way from Northwest Military Highway all the way back to where 410 and I-10 meet right there. So traffic still moving very along smooth, moving slowly in this area of 410, the eastbound lanes near Jackson Keller, Vance Jackson, West Avenue, all of those intersections being affected. As we take a look at a wide map, things looking pretty good for the rest of the area. A couple of stalls around the area, but nothing major to that's backing up traffic right now. So things looking pretty good for the most part. Again, biggest thing that we're following right there is Loop 410 eastbound at Northwest Military Highway. But take you real quick out there, show you one more look at this crash if you were headed out on this Monday morning. Mike, how are things looking outside?
Well, we got a lot of mist and drizzle out there. A lot of it's actually too light to be picked up on radar, but the roads are damp, so just kind of assume that every road is damp this morning. So you want to allow yourself a little bit of extra time. Over there at 10 at 410, it's moving along pretty well. A little bit of almost looks like kind of a haze off in the distance there. So radar is not picking up much. Obviously, well off to the east, we've got more of these showers out there. LaGrange, as you go out past Seguin and heading out to the east on 10, you're going to run into more of these actual showers. But further on to the west, in closer to town, again, there's really hardly anything. There are a couple of these little sprinkly showers right over here in Bandera. This is, again, what's being picked up on radar. Most of it is just too light to be shown up on radar, but it is definitely out there. It's a lot of very fine mist. Also, we've got some high humidity. Even though temperatures and humidity dropped down considerably from yesterday, we've got relatively high humidity, and that's why we've got some visibility problems out there. Heading out 10, heading out 90. Here at the airport, everything's fine. Temperatures, 35 Comfort, Kerrville, Lost Maples. So these readings are obviously still above freezing. Now, in some of the low-lying areas in your backyard up there in the hill country, it may be touching freezing right now. 42 out there at the airport, 40 in Helotes, and we do have a wind chill to deal with. So yeah, it's not only a damp chill, but then you've got that wind chill that just sneaks down the back of your neck. Actual air temperatures, freezing Fredericksburg, 31 in Junction, Ozona at 30, and this colder air, I should say, is going to continue to work its way in our direction as dew points continue to drop down and this drier air continues to come on in here, and that's what then allows temperatures to drop down. So that's going to be the situation throughout the rest of today and then going into tomorrow. So here in town, we're going to be flirting right with that freezing mark right there. So that's why it's going to be a very close call. North and northwest portions of Bexar County, you're going to be seeing that chance for a little bit of freezing precipitation. Early afternoon, some of that's going to start to freeze up in portions of the hill country. And then as we head in toward dinner time, a little bit more, even on 281 there, just going up into Comal County. A little bit of that in and around Canyon Lake, north of New Braunfels, the chance for some of that freezing precipitation. And this is going to be kind of on and off over the next couple of days, best way to describe it. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a little bit of freezing precipitation, even in the northern portion of Bexar County and some of the elevated roadways that can freeze up a little bit of icing on that, going out 10 in toward the hill country, going up 281 then throughout the day. And we'll do the same thing then again on Wednesday with, and again, it's not going to be raining constantly around here, but Wednesday morning we will have some more of that frozen precipitation. Also, as we go on through the day on Wednesday, a better chance for some rain. So that's on the plus side in the form of rain, but we're still going to have those spots where it is going to be freezing over the next couple of days. So at noon, drizzle, a couple of light showers. 39 degrees. Temperatures are going to continue to get closer to freezing in the hill country. So throughout the afternoon, anything that may fall, it potentially will freeze on contact on the elevated surfaces. The roads, the surface roads should be fairly safe just because the fact we have been so warm the past couple of days. 36 later on this afternoon. So temperatures are going to continue to drop down Winter storm warning in pink, winter storm watch in purple goes into effect 9 o'clock this morning up until noon on Wednesday. So the window of opportunity is going to last about 50 hours that we will be seeing some potentially frozen precipitation. And then temperatures finally get well above freezing by Wednesday afternoon, and we'll make it back into the 60s by the end of the week. And again, Wednesday, a fairly decent chance for some rain as well. Steph, Mark?
Mike, thank you. 649, 40 degrees.
Are you ready for some Mardi Gras fun? Well, just ahead, we're going behind the scenes of the festivities at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
And outside with Live Cam, thanks for starting your work week with us here on GMSA. We'll be back after this.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. In my Ozempic Trizone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with the sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Join the millions already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Trizone.
If you're looking for some fun this Mardi Gras season, we're taking you inside Six Flags annual Mardi Gras celebration. We are here with Jeff from Six Flags. Jeff, so excited about this. Tell us a little bit about y'all's Mardi Gras celebration just as a whole.
So this is our biggest Mardi Gras in park history. We've got a Mardi Gras parade, obviously with the floats behind us. We have all the Mardi Gras food, the beignets, the crawfish etouffee, of course the classic cocktails like the Hurricanes, and we have Mardi Gras entertainment throughout the park.
Is there anything new happening here at Fiesta Texas this year for the celebration that maybe hasn't happened in years past?
So we have more floats than ever before. We have 11 floats brought to us from Kern Studio in New Orleans. So this is the most authentic Mardi Gras experience you can have outside of New Orleans with these floats that will actually go back to New Orleans when they're done. They'll be used all over the city and then they come back to us every year. Mardi Gras Festival at Six Flags goes weekends through February 26th. The parade takes place every Saturday and Sunday at 5 o'clock. And once you come through those gates, it's time to let the good times roll with the parade, the food, the drinks, the atmosphere, and of course the music of the Big Easy.
For more information, we've got details linked up for you at ksat.com. Mia Montgomery at KSAT 12 News.
All right, no party this morning for drivers out in Loop 410, the eastbound lanes at Jackson Keller. Things are starting to move along a little bit smoothly here after a pretty big crash earlier this morning. As we take one more look here at our maps, traffic flow showing that traffic is now being delayed all the way past the I-10 410 intersection. Again, a crash at Northwest Military Highway, backing up traffic there for at least a couple of miles. So take caution if you're headed out into this area. Mike, how are things looking outside?
Well, we don't have a lot of rain showing up on radar. There's a lot of mist and drizzle out there, and temperatures on this map, everything is above freezing. However, you go out in northern portions of the Hill Country, Rock Springs, Fredericksburg, and then even north of Austin. You can see Austin at 34 right now. So anything that does fall, by the way, mold and mountain cedar both on the mold is moderate, mountain cedar is low. We do have the winter storm warnings and watches going into effect this morning through Wednesday.
Okay, lots going on, folks.
Have a good day.